All right, so I'm here with Brenda Spear, who is actually a longtime client of the Brand Ascension Group, and I wanted to feature you today because in this program and regarding designing your brand, there's an area of defining and identifying your core values. So it's real important for our audience to understand how important core values are to a business and to the business brand. And how can you actually make those core values tangible? I mean, what do you do with those core values? So I wanted to do a real quick segment with Brenda Spear and Associates. Well, it's Associates now, but when we first met, it was Brenda L. Spear, attorney at law, right? Yep. And since then, she has evolved and taken on another attorney, but she was a solo professional for many years and built her brand. But I wanted to ask her the first question around branding is, why, Brenda, did you feel, you were in corporate America, and why did you feel it was real important for you to really take on the branding initiative?
When I went into practice of my own, that was a change for me career-wise, because I'd either been in a large law firm or I'd been in a corporate in-house legal department environment. When I went on my own, that was my opportunity to practice law the way I wanted to do it, set my own hours, choose my own clients, and express and form that practice the way I wanted it to be. And for the most part, law firms and in-house legal departments are very stuffy, serious areas, and that's just not really my personality.
I can verify that. It's not her personality.
And also, too, law is a serious subject, and I take the law seriously, and I take my clients seriously, but I try not to take myself seriously. Mm-hmm. And another thing that was real important to me and key and fortuitous in the time when you and I met was I was trying to figure out, okay, what is that going to look like? And I talked to a couple other designers about trying to get stationery done and stuff. And what they put together just didn't get it, and I kept trying to say to them, and you got it, hey, I work with creative minds, I work with musicians, I work with artists, I work with composers, I work with inventors, and they're all great creative thinkers.
And you are
and
creative
I need
yourself.
to relate to them. Yeah, I have some creative aspects of myself. I play French horn, I do a little bit of writing, things like that, and I wanted to be able to convey my creative nature to them as a point that I could connect with them and that they would feel comfortable in working with me as their attorney.
So you help them produce all of this creative work.
I help them protect all this stuff once they create it. So I help them protect and promote their valuable brain children. I do trademark registration, I do copyright registration, I do patent work. So I'm always dealing with the legal issues that creative minds are dealing with their end result products that they're trying to get to the marketplace, to license to other parties, to sell them, etc.
Excellent. The reason why I really wanted to feature her because of her core values and who she is as a person, which I thought were very relevant. How is she bringing in her personal, authentic core values into her business environment and being very successful at doing so and really creating some distinction in the market space? So for this piece in particular, this is why I wanted to introduce my audience for the Personal Brand Presence program in you so that you can bring that to light. So let's hone in on what you chose as your particular core values. And it was, you chose integrity, which is important in the law business, creativity, responsibility, and get this, humor. She actually chose humor. She's a very funny gal, by the way. And now I want those watching this to remember that, she is an attorney, right? And she has this unusual set of values. But she chose this because this is who she is, and she's highly authentic in showing up this way. So I wanted you to talk a little bit about how then in the world do you bring in, first let's talk about creativity, and then how do you add humor into this very serious industry?
So I think they fit together really well. Creativity and humor dovetail together kind of in whimsy, and I think a lot of that's expressed in the brand and the logo that you helped me create in terms of the color selection, the blue, the yellow, the green. It's bright, it's vibrant.
You can see that behind the very corner of this video. You can see a little bit of her logo.
And creativity in terms of, I wanted to have a fresh website that people could land on, so I think the color mix really helps for that too.
Very unusual in your industry.
Yeah, because most of the colors that law firms use are very traditional. It's burgundy, it's beige, it's burgundy, blue. It's black.
So right then and there, she's creating distinction, and just in her look and feel. And we talked about how a logo isn't the brand itself, but it represents the brand.
Right, so that piece, and then one of the things we did recently, the other attorney that I'm working with now, is we put together, we reskinned our website, we rewrote some of our content, we tried to have a very conversational style in it. So for example, I have photos of me on my biography page with my French horn that I play, and I put, you know, yes, I really do play this, it's not just a cheesy prop. And
so if I could just interrupt, so now your customers, your clients know that she in and of itself is creative. So that's a way to express, again, that creativity and bring that core value into her business.
Yeah, and I've actually gotten feedback from clients that that's one of the reasons they've hired me, is because they see that I have a creative side and that I'm a musician. So one of the fun things we did on our website is we did a little bit of a superhero theme. And you know, we wore our black, what we call Susie lawyer suits, and we created different persona for different things that we do in our practice. So you know, we have the superhero who's the defender of fair use, which is a copyright concept, and you know, we had a shield and a sword. One of the things that I say to clients and on my outgoing voicemail messages, I want to help you protect and promote your valuable brain children. So one of the photo shots is I have on a gardening hat and I have a little brain potted in a a pot for a plant, and you know, so I'm saying, you know, I'm helping you, I'm cultivator of brain children is my superhero title. So little things like that. Doing the logo mix, you know, the kind of jigsaw puzzle look on the wall behind us was a fun, creative thing to do. And you know, when people come in, they see that in the reception area. Okay, I'm in the right place, so they get that. So just a combination of things like that. It's been a lot of fun to do.
You can really tell how, then, like you said in the beginning, how creativity and humor can be melded together, those two core values that she has, and be expressed in those sorts of ways. Yeah. By the way, you can visit her website, and you will see this, what she's talking about, at blspear.com.
Spear, right? With two E's.
With two E's, yes. and we'll have that on the beginning of the video as well. So these are great examples. I don't even know if we need to talk about the humor, because you melded that in, unless you've got something specific that you want to talk about humor in and of itself and how you deal with serious situations or anything like that.
You know, it's not that I was thinking about this today too, and one thing I might start doing in terms of microblogging on Twitter, or maybe posting to the firm Facebook pages, maybe a funny thought for the day or funny thought for the week. You know, people don't come to attorneys because they have a happy situation, typically, although the area in which we practice is less stressful than others. So, you know, it's clients feel a little tense when they come in. Typically, they have a problem or they don't know how to solve it. Sometimes they're a little bit reluctant to talk about it. So you need a way to set them at ease, and you know, a smile and a handshake does that. Seeing some of the whimsy in the office helps do that. Just trying to diffuse a situation and not make light of their situation, but you know, maybe bring a humorous observation of what's happened during the day or around the world or something.
So you feel like it's a lot more human. I mean, yes. You're much more approachable that way. And I know you do a lot of speaking engagements. You'll do some presentations. Definitely. And you kind of kid around and have fun with some of the industry regulations and elements and how people, you know, either try to find the loophole or try to get away with it or what. And you have a lot of fun in your presentations as well.
So one of the things I've done in my presentations, and I have a puerile sense of humor. When I talk about patents, in my PowerPoint presentation I use when I talk about patents, I have examples of different ones, and I have an ass theme. So one is a utility patent that shows a machine that is a motivational machine that consists of it's like standing on a little treadmill, and it has a little foot that goes around and kicks you in the ass. So I thought that was kind of funny. You know, things like that. People can see what they really mean and get a laugh at the same time.
So when's the last time you met a lawyer like her? I mean, this is just a great way and a great example, and thank you so much for your time, to really express how someone can take their authentic core values and really begin using them into their workspace and being proud of it and really leveraging who they are as a brand and being more authentic. So your next exercise is about identifying and defining your core brand values. Take it seriously. If you've got some people to bounce it off of, that's great, but you are going to own this, and this is your authentic self. So have fun with this exercise, be serious about it, and take the time that's necessary in order to do it right. So Brenda, I want to thank you again so much.
Thank you for your help in developing my brand. It's been great.
So she's a very conscious brander now that she's got her brand DNA all in order, and she works at it all the time. It's part of who she is as a company.